lot of questions. We're going to hop back into the questions. Guess what? It's going back to speedrunning these questions here. How do you interpret the y-intercept? This is in a lot of the videos, so I'm just going to say it. It's for the y-intercept is when x is equal to 0, we expect y to equal b0. When x is equal to 0, we expect y to equal b0. What is the definition of r? R is correlation. R is equal to correlation, but R is not R squared. But you know what? When we talk about R squared, how can you get R from R squared? Even though R squared is not R, we've said that a lot of times, R squared is the percent of variation in Y explained by the variation in X. How do you get R from R squared? Square root it. Now that is R. So R is not R squared. They're not the same thing. One is correlation. So this one right here is correlation. So this here is correlation. We'll write core below it. And this one here is percent of variation explained. But be careful. This is the one people forget because it's the percent of variation explained. Blank percent of the variation in Y is explained by the variation in X. Blank percent of the variation in Y is explained by the variation in X is the interpretation of R squared. And R squared is not equal to R. It's not the same thing. So if you do square root it, you do get R. But R squared is not R. It's not R.